Welcome back to Global Lens. The assassination of Charlie Kirk, a high-profile Republican activist at a college event in the United States, has sparked tension and security concerns on Capitol Hill. According to reports post this assassination, Trump's aides fear that there could be a threat to their lives. The 31-year-old Kirk was a top Republican activist who helped Trump improve his ratings among the youth during his second presidential campaign with the help of his organization, Turning Point USA. Just before being shot at, this college dropout was amidst students doing something that he enjoyed the most, and that was engaging with the youth and debating different views. What's even more shocking is that he was shot while he was sharing his views on mass shootings. The manhunt for the suspect may have finally come to an end. During an interview with Fox News, Trump claimed that the suspect had been held and that someone close to the suspect turned him in. Trump called the killing of Kirk as a dark moment for America and that he is filled with grief and anger. Let's also not forget there were two failed assassination attempts on Trump during his presidential campaign, and months ago there was a man who had broken into former Speaker Nancy Pelosi's house and attacked her husband with a hammer. The timing of Kirk's death coincided with the 24th anniversary of 9/11, the deadliest terror attack on US soil. What will be the implications of Charlie Kirk's assassination on American politics? We're now joined by Professor Max Abrahms, an expert in international security, especially in the areas of terrorism, US foreign policy, among others. All right. Thank you so much, Professor Max, for being with us. What is the biggest concern right now in America following the killing of Charlie Kirk?
Well, I think that there are two main concerns. The first is that it's manifestly dangerous for major opinion makers, especially on the right, especially among conservatives, to show themselves and to engage in debate and to talk, apparently, even with students about American politics. And the second concern that I have is that Charlie Kirk's death is going to create a power vacuum on the right, which will be filled up with people who are more extreme and people who are more polarizing. Charlie Kirk was, occupied an enormous place politically on the right. And surely with his passing, that space is going to be filled up and empowered by other voices. And Charlie Kirk in conservative circles was relatively moderate. And so I have concerns about the present in terms of the lack of security, especially for conservatives, as well as concerns about the future politically in America.
And Professor Max, what do you think could have motivated this crime?
Well, as of now, we have just been told that the leading suspect is now in custody, but the details about this suspect are very thin. We believe that he's a male. We believe that he's in his 20s. Some have reported late 20s, some early 20s, but we don't really know much about this person's political beliefs, and we don't even have 100% confirmation that the person in custody was indeed the killer. But even in the absence of concrete information with certainty, I would presume, as well as most people are presuming, that Charlie Kirk, as a conservative, was targeted because the shooter doesn't share Charlie Kirk's views, and the shooter is presumed to be, although we don't have definitive evidence, the shooter is presumed to be on the political left. So they may have objected to Charlie Kirk's views on immigration. They may have objected to Charlie Kirk's views on the trans community, on the gay community. It's possible that it's connected to Charlie Kirk's views about Israel because Charlie Kirk was seen as relatively supportive of Israel. But it could be broader. It could also be that Charlie Kirk is simply a conservative and a Trump supporter. And so that's why somebody on the left might be inclined to shoot him.
How do you think this assassination will impact the debate on gun violence in America?
It really depends on one's politics. The political left is going to lay the blame on permissive gun laws in the United States. And you already see Democrat officials blaming this assassination on the lack of gun control, on the Second Amendment. They are calling to not to repeal the Second Amendment, but for stronger gun control, to reduce the number of guns available to Americans. The political right, on the other hand, is going to emphasize the ideology of the perpetrator, assuming the perpetrator comes from the political left. What we've been told is that the kind of gun used by the assassin in this case is not the kind of gun that would be banned with stricter gun control in the United States. And so, in that sense, the left's argument that this attack was due to permissive gun rights doesn't seem as strong as if it was from a banned weapon or the kind of weapon that would be banned realistically with stricter gun control. But there's a very big difference between the political left and the right in terms of how they interpret the cause of this attack. But surely the right is going to underscore the dangers of left-wing ideology and the growing militancy on the political left in the United States.
And finally, Professor Max, what do you think is the long-term impact of this assassination on American politics?
I do believe that this feels like a watershed event in American politics. We don't know yet, of course, what the long-term effects will be, but I suspect that this attack is going to further radicalize the political right in the United States. It is going to make the right more afraid and less tolerant of left-wing positions. And there could be a power vacuum with Charlie Kirk gone, which will accrue to the benefit of more extreme voices in the MAGA movement.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Abrahms, for joining us on a very important issue, a very solemn moment for America, and definitely very worrying and concerning as well. Let's